Hey everybody, it's John with Crypto Talk here, coming at you with another cryptocurrency video. There are many people who are wondering if it's safe to invest in cryptocurrency. For those of you that don't want to wait to the end of this video, the short answer to that question is sort of. Many people have heard about cryptocurrency, maybe on a short clip on the news, or somebody at their coffee shop that they regularly go to, or maybe your friends are talking about it and you're kind of wondering, what's this all about? Am I going to get ripped off? Is there real money to be made out there? And the answer to those questions, of course, is yes, there's real money to be made. People are definitely profiting off of cryptocurrency. That's not necessarily what it's going to be important for in the long run, but there is money to be made. Now, there are some dangers. I mean, obviously, this is not something that you're going to want to spend your life savings on. Don't dip into your bank account and pull out all of the money that you've saved over the last 20 years to dump into this, because if you do that, you probably will end up getting burned at some point in time. And the reason I say that is because generally how the market's reacting and what's going on right now is brought about by, for example, an article like this. And this I'm not trying to speak negatively about CoinDesk. I think CoinDesk is a wonderful website. There's a lot of great people in the community that are contributing, but the average person will read an article like this: Ripple approaches $2 as XRP price doubles in weekly trading. That sounds great. Like, wow. I remember when Bitcoin was $2 and, now it's trading for 13,000. If I get in on this one early, maybe I'll end up making a bunch of money like those people did with Bitcoin. And so people see these articles and it blows them away because it's so cheap and I can get in on it, and it rose $1 in just a week. And they start sharing this stuff on Twitter. People start to see it, and then the market just goes crazy. And you could see, looking at the trend, this is the last 1 month, right? Ripple, for example, started down here at like 24 cents, and you can see the trend. You want to look at the green line here. It started to go up. People were buying. People were becoming more interested, realizing how interesting it is and how useful it could be. And then the price just took a boom. I mean, it just went out of control. It got up to nearly $3. And this was yesterday. I mean, we're talking about, if we look at the last day, yesterday, the price of Ripple rose to nearly $3. And it's because of things like this. It's mostly because of what we call market speculation. And I went ahead and did a Google search. I like to use outside references so you don't think I'm just making stuff up. I know Wikipedia is not always the best choice when you want to reference things, but I think that this explanation, this definition, is one of the best out there. It says, in finance, speculation is also the practice of engaging in risky financial transactions in an attempt to profit from short-term fluctuations in the market. What's happening here is, again, people are seeing these articles. People are hearing others talk about how amazing Ripple is and how much it's exploding and how interested people are and how much money they're investing in it. And you see these rises, these spikes, because people are just throwing their money in there. And it's okay if you want to do that. Maybe it's a good thing in the long run. But again, there's potential to get burned because there's people out there that are going to take advantage of speculation in the market. I was reading this article the other day on Business Insider about a crypto trader who actually admitted to pumping and dumping the market. And this guy in this in this article, basically explains how this all works. You can see the graphic here. This kind of explains what we're talking about. These people will get on these websites used to pump and dump, and they'll basically organize a time when they're going to pump. All of these investors will get together and they'll organize times in Telegram groups, and then once that time arrives, they'll start to pump the market. They'll start throwing their money in. They keep hundreds of thousands of dollars on hand so that they can trade, and they'll start pumping the market, and then they'll get on social media and they'll start advertising this particular currency, this particular cryptocurrency. They'll say, Ripple's really booming right now. You should really throw your money in there. It's a really good time to invest. They get people excited and in a frenzy because all of these people are afraid that they're going to miss out on something and they don't really understand what's happening. And so they start to throw their money in there. And then once that happens and the price rises, even as we saw yesterday, at a certain point, they say, okay, now we're going to start to sell off. These investors do. And so you start to see, a trend going down as they're selling off. And meanwhile, the average person doesn't see all of this happening, and they're actually losing value while these guys who did the pump and dump have made a lot of money. And so, that's just one way that you can mess around and find yourself in trouble when it comes to investing in cryptocurrency. That's, there's not a lot of regulation in the cryptocurrency space right now. And some people like that, some people don't. I can see it from both sides. I don't like the government being up in my business, but at the same time, it's good to know that I'm protected in some ways. That's just not the case with cryptocurrency. So, again, what we're talking about here is investing in cryptocurrency safe? And my answer, as I said at the beginning of the video, sort of. It's relatively safe. There's definitely money to be made if you play your cards right, if you're smart. I think the best thing to do here is not to get carried away with what's going on at the moment. Oh my goodness, Ripple's rising. It's almost at $3. I better go ahead and buy before it hits 100 or whatever. Don't be carried away by your emotions. Do your research. Make sure you know what you're doing. And, in the case of Ripple, if you did, you would see that it's trending downward as I speak. And, you can get in at around $2 right now. So don't be carried away by emotion. Don't be worried. Don't be afraid that you're going to miss out on something great. There's still time to invest, and invest for the long run. Don't try to take advantage of these short-term fluctuations in the market unless it's something that you're aware of and educated and able to do. So that's my 2 cents. Hopefully that helps somebody. If you enjoyed the video and liked the information, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more content.